all foodie beauty stream. You obviously want your privacy. Can you see that an Orthodox woman finds it supremely important? I find you interesting. I am sure you find the fact that an ultra-Orthodox woman has found Cheder Nation. If could affect my children in yeshivish, the primary reason I chose not to show my face. Not because I need to lose some weight. My kids are all in yeshivas that request no screens. I have a screen and decided to use my phone to call out Jen. I know her channels better than anyone else. I've gone through them with a fine-tooth comb. You want to be allies, perhaps? I can spare you the bore and direct you to which videos expose her by her own words for the fraud she is. My recent video, I reacted to her blaming the government disability check she gets every month for her being lazy and complacent because she knows every month the money will be there and no government official is checking in on her. She's not even disabled. She can walk. She's just morbidly obese and lazy and daze herself. Anyway, I'd like to understand why you started Kiwi Farms. You don't want to be seen. Josh, please, I'm asking as your fellow tribe member to please grant me a Pesach miracle and take it down. You want a different pic of me? You want me to send you a check? Be a best friend? How can I accommodate my fellow Jewish brother? I'm funny. Please, Yehoshua, I can't sell you my firstborn child, but can we work out something? Thank you for your time in the matter, dearest Yehoshua. Josh.
That was I wanted to read this email, but I decided that I am neither Whammon or Jewish enough to appropriately read it. So I gave it to Overmom, and I said, Overmom, read this email. And she decided, I guess, to put on like a sexy voice. Though the person who's sending it is not too sexy. I found this email incredulous. She is not the first person to try and say, as a fellow tribe member, you owe me this favor, which really makes me wonder about certain things, certain presuppositions I have about certain people. It's starting to inform my worldview a little bit. It's starting to cement some ideas that I had more permanently in my brain. I'm trying to become a good person. I'm trying to become an honest and fair person, but every time I try, I am wrenched back into the reality by emails I get like this. Oh, jeez. That's a really weird woman, by the way, because she does these streams. I don't know what the fuck to even call these, because I guess they're reaction channels. I would consider what I do to be kind of like a reaction channel, where you take something and you edit it down, and then you just say like, this is the thing that happened, and this is a clip of it, and here's what I think about that. But these kind of people take that like a step further, where instead of just reacting to one or two significant things and summarizing it, they take the entire, like it can be a 45 hour and a half long stream, and they'll watch the entire thing in perpetuity and say, like, every time they say something, they'll pause and they'll say something, and it goes on and on and on until you have like a 3 hour long video that's just nothing but like back and forth pretend conversation. It's the weirdest shit. But she orchestrated this as like through an IMVU, I don't know what the fuck to call it. It's that really cringy shit that was popular back during the days of Skype, and it was always advertised on Skype. But she does those videos, and she got struck by life by Jen, and came onto the forum, and then immediately fucked up because she somehow turned on her camera while doing her stream, and instead of having her camera disabled or not having a camera on her OBS. Like, I have a camera on my laptop right now, but it's not because I don't have a camera thing on my OBS that I can accidentally turn on. Instead of doing anything that made sense, she accidentally broadcast herself. And then, of course, it got clipped and put on the forum instantly. And that's her email. That's her plea, her bargain, her Sophie's choice for me to decide what to do regarding the pictures. I don't know what the fuck she's expecting me to do. I guess just delete them and be like, oh no, we have to protect this innocent Jewish woman because she fucked up. Everyone has to be understanding about this. One of a couple complaints that I've received this week, gentlemen, just a taste, because Zed, Daddy's favorite Zed, got in trouble again because he doxed another tranny, and they're sending angry emails. They're sending angry, impotent emails where it's like, if you don't take this down, I'm going to consider legal action against you. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking sure you are. Into the pile, into the trash you go. And I'm not heard back from them. It's amazing how many times I've been said, I'm consulting my lawyer. I'm getting an attorney. I am considering legal action against you, and this is the first step. If you don't take it down now, we will press charges, or we will file a civil suit. And then I never hear from them again. Nobody's ever fucking sued me except for that batshit woman I've never even responded to. Nobody even bothers. I would expect that at some point somewhere, someone with enough money would have filed a suit just to inconvenience me. But not even. I'm sure it'll happen eventually where someone with enough money, like Montserrat or whatever the fuck, will file a lawsuit just to eat up my time and money. But I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's never happened. I'm considering. And I've looked into it, but it's apparently. I was hoping there was like an online course you could do to get accredited as an attorney, and then I could just join the bar and represent myself in any LLCs I own, and potentially do that in at a federal level too. But that would be a lot of time and a lot of money. I just don't have. So I don't know what I would do if I got properly sued. I guess I'd crowdfund a defense, right? I'd have to make everyone else pay for it. Because what else would I do? I don't think I would delete it. Not unless it was like extremely valid. LOL, online law school. But that's the thing. It's not about receiving a quality legal education. It's about for some reason, the bar, okay, the way that it's described in the laws is that the Bar Association has a monopoly on deciding who gets to practice law in a state, right? That's their wording. It is that there is a state-mandated monopoly on who gets to practice law. And so, but you can't represent your own LLCs. If someone sues Locale LLC, I can't represent it. If someone sues me, I can file whatever I want. But technically, because of the personhood of corporations, I'm not allowed to represent another person, nor am I allowed to represent a personified LLC in court unless I have a right to practice law in that state. It's very frustrating, and I've heard many stories from lawyers showing up at court dates of people showing up at court to defend themselves and their companies that were being sued. And as soon as they get to the podium, the judge says, "Are you licensed to practice in this state?" And he's like, "No, but it's my company. I'm the only person that has any stake in it." He says, "Well, it doesn't matter. It's an LLC. It's a person, and you have to have a attorney's license to represent it." So, point is, going to an online law school and getting a degree shit out for the sole purpose of joining the bar would be so that I could file the most basic counter litigation against something like that, and being able to represent things that I own as opposed to just myself. But I've looked into many. I'm like a schizophrenic. Some days I wake up and I get anxiety about shit. I'm like, "Well, God, what if it happens? What if this happens?" And I spend like 6 hours looking into it, thinking, "Oh, what if this happens?" And I develop what I call the war plans, and I give them color codes, like in the military in World War II. And I decide, okay, if the domain loses, that would be war plan pink. And here's what we're gonna do. If this domain gets seized, I'm gonna move on to their registrar. All my domains, I have like 8 different domains for the Kiwi farms. They're all in different countries and in different NICs and different registrars. And I link them all together, and I put them all in the same SSL certificate so that the fingerprints don't change depending on the domain. I do it all. I sit around and I think. I doomsay. I prognosticate. And this is one of the things I thought about. Speaking of lawyers, by the way, and not being a lawyer, I have once again propelled myself to the forefront of internet fame by making this epic tweet, which has been liked 1,000 times. iDubbbz / Anisa Jomha via Intercorp Security have filed a DMCA complaint to Google, affecting a dozen websites, including 4chan and the Kiwi Farms. Remember, they don't care what you incels think. What's his face? Nick Rikita. He did a little video about the DMCA. As soon as he saw this tweet, he jumped on it and did, because it's a hot topic. It's something to get the clicks going in. It has nothing to do with Weebor. He's like, ooh, swiggity swooty, I got to get on that. And he did. It was a pretty good video, so I'd recommend checking it out if you're curious about that kind of stuff. The interesting thing, and to clarify, for people who are confused, because I have seen many confused comments, why don't I just ignore this like all the rest? And the answer is, it's not my choice, because they decided to file to Google. And I've been quiet about this because I'm quiet about many problems that I notice, because I don't want to put it on blast and say, this is what's happening. And then, because then people listen to this who don't like me. I get people listen to my podcast who don't like me. And I get emails from them, and I get snide comments from them. And in the case of one particular guy who follows every single fucking thing I do, he just comments, nice show, on everything. He comments nice show on the actual upload, on the archive upload, and then on the BitChute upload. He comments nice show on all three of them, just to let me know. Oh, I'm muted? How long have I been muted? Have I been muted for... Oh my god. Have I literally been muted for this? What was the last thing I talked about? How the fuck did that even happen? I wasn't looking at OBS. Hours, 3 minutes. Nice show. Okay. How did that happen? Okay. So I was talking about the nice show, and then I must have pressed space or something in OBS and Alt Tab. Okay, let me take a step back. Did I talk about I get getting emails now from people sending me desperate DMs on on Twitter and shit. Epic Gamer. Did I talk about Rikita? Did I talk about the DMCA at all? It was a nice show. Okay. I'll fuck it. I don't know. I don't know where I kicked off at. Okay, I did talk about this. Okay, I remember now. I said the reason why I don't talk about these things is because I don't want to give people who don't like me, who listen to my podcast, a vector of attack. But with this particular incident with iDubbbz and Anisa, I feel that it is so high profile, it's worth complaining about now. And as an example, what happens with people these days, and this is Lumen Database. I pull up Lumen Database, I put in all the URLs I expect to protect, and I get all the complaints that they receive. These are not complaints that directly affect me, because even though Google should not be arbitrating any of this stuff, they do. And most of these get thrown out. So in this case, Intercorp Security is the bullshit that I'll show you in a second that Anisa has. And it goes to Google LLC. George Z. Goldberg on behalf of Walker Wright, that's another cam whore. Morrison Rothman, Liz Katz, cam whore. DMCA Defender, Sabrina Monique, another cam whore. These are all cam whores. And from a lot of the complaints, nothing happens. But sometimes, especially with the cam whores, incidents do happen, where what they do is they block the links for copyright infringement. Now, I appeal these. Every time it affects me, I appeal these. I have only once ever had my appeal go through with Google. For some reason, they allow these DMCA complaints to just hack up whatever the fuck they want on their search engine. And the reason why is because Google has a policy against revenge porn. They will help people who have been victims of harassment from ex-lovers and stuff who post pornography of them that was supposed to be between, people in a partnership on the internet. They'll help take those down. But when it's a DMCA complaint and it goes through, if it's of lewd pictures, they usually reject the appeals. And most of the DMCA complaints I get to Google, as opposed to me, are of lewd pictures. And the unfortunate thing is that in the instance of cam whores, you can no longer claim, at least how I feel, but this isn't, my feelings in the law don't matter because it's Google and it's a private company. The private entity Google LLC decides that these DMCA complaints deserve extra protection because it's a lewd picture. Even though, by the nature of being a cam whore or an OnlyFans cam whore, your lewd pictures are no longer considered a private item between you and a lover. They are commercial products. They are modeling photos. They are something to be sold as a commodity. And as a product, they should be open to the same kind of criticism and ridicule that any kind of bullshit gimmick sold on as seen on TV should be. Because at that point, it's a part of the marketplace. It's not just something on your phone. So the cam whores have, and as it stands right now, especially as the Kiwi Farms continues to grow a female audience and continues to grow TERFs and stuff as a primary component of the user base, a lot of the locales that we have content on are cam whores. Momokun is one of these people on my screen right now, and she's DMCAing bullshit on Google. No, now they never DMCA me. They never DMCA me, because if they send that shit to me, I will absolutely positively fight it. And if it goes to court, I'll find some way to fundraise it. I'll fucking beg. I'll find someone to represent me pro se or pro bono if I have to. But they never do. It never goes to me. It goes to Google directly, and they decide. They act as judge, jury, executioner, and they instantly remove the links because they feel bad or something. Because the danger hair, dissociative identity disorder, snake woman, pedophile, transgender person at the computer that day decided this is definitely not fair use. This isn't fair use. And then they review my appeal too, and they fucking reject it. Even though I outlined in my appeal what their market is, what my market is, how that doesn't conflict, how there is fair use, how there is criticism, how there is ridicule, and how it implicitly requires a full copy of the work in order to be incorporated into the criticism and ridicule, and they don't give a fuck. And even though it's my ass, they don't let me have it on my ass. They have to take it into their own hands, which I think should expose them to liability. If they're willing to accept DMCA complaints, they should have to deal with every DMCA lawsuit. If they're going to be the arbitrator of what is and is not fair use, they should be double-edged liable for that. And if you want to talk about butchering the CDA, how about starting there? Because I don't understand why they're allowed to do this. The DMCA, by the way, here's the other thing that I was going to bitch about, and I mentioned this in my comments, is that this company, Intercorp Security Ltd., is owned by someone whose name I cannot fucking pronounce. His name is Konstantinos Siropoulos. Konstantinos Siropoulos is obviously Greek as fuck, and his company is a dissolved, no longer in good standing British company called Intercorp Security Ltd. And the person he's representing, even though he is not a U.S. lawyer, even though he's not a U.S. legal expert, is a Canadian woman named Anisa. How the fuck is a Greek person with a defunct British company representing a Canadian sending DMCA complaints to American companies? Because there is nobody there who has any interest or investment in the United States of America. Who the fuck do I complain to say this person has perjured himself? Because in the instance of some of his complaints, the pictures that he's referencing are not of Anisa at all. They're of different women. and he's filing complaints. There are screenshots which he does not, and she does not have the right to claim as her own because they're derivative works. And for some reason, he's able to send these complaints regarding fucking screenshots and other people that he doesn't have the right to, and it just gets accepted. It's just accepted. There's no fucking dispute process whatsoever. Whatever does exist as a dispute process, it's completely pointless. And there's no recourse. There's no government oversight committee. They have created a intellectual property tool which allows foreigners and foreign companies representing other foreigners to interfere with U.S. business with zero recourse. It is a one-way attack vector that anyone in the world can use. And I stopped posting. The reason why there are many more of these DMCA complaints than there are posts in the Take That Off the Goddamn Internet thread is because I can't even verify if the complaints I'm receiving are from the actual person. There was that incident where that guy was sending fake emails and fake complaints, setting up entirely fake websites and web presences for fake companies to file legal complaints just to see if he could goad me into posting them. So I don't even know if these complaints are from the actual people that they claim to be. There is zero level of verification or oversight. It's literally whatever the tranny at Google thinks is valid that day. And considering they might have 8 or 7 different people in their system, it's a complete crapshoot and it's total fucking garbage. The DMCA is perhaps the most intrusive aspect of government law in this day and age. It affects every single thing you do. It pierces through the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. It fucks up every website on the internet, not even just American websites. If you host in Europe, you still have to deal with the DMCA because it gets ported to European copyright law via the WIP, the UN organization overseeing intellectual property. It's a absolute clusterfuck, and it's directly due to the fucking boomers that we even have this. The DMCA is the result of shit like Disney extending copyright for everything for 70 fucking years, even though the copyright clause of the Constitution says that for the purposes of progress in science, or art and science, people should have limited exclusivity to what they create. Limited is like 5 years. At this point, Smash Mouth should be fucking open source, no copyright. But for some reason, it's like it's not even 7 years. It's like 7 years after the death of the creator. So we're going to have to wait for every single person in Smash Mouth to die. And then we're going to have to wait 7 years after that for our grandchildren's grandchildren to be able to host a copy of All-Star and sing to it, without having to worry about WHO or whatever the fuck, whatever copyright monster owns that shit, to not sue them over it. It's absolute fucking nonsense. And if people had balls, this shit wouldn't be on the books. People would be calling senators and congressmen, and they'd be scared shitless to come out in support of this shit. It's just fucking awful. Remember, iDubbbz doesn't care.
Fuck my wife. I'm sort of a cuckold man myself. Please, have a great time. I'm a dapper gent myself.
I'm glad that rant lasted as long as it did, because I have fuck all. The only other interesting thing that's happened is the DID community. Isn't that a wonderful thing? There are people out there who have formed a community over dissociative identity disorder. They actually pretend to be 7 or 8 different people all rolled into one. And someone made a thread on them or something, and they're getting made fun of. And now the people responsible for this are very angry. Now, before I get into that, by the way, I want to just touch on that fucking that Greek guy. Where is this? Oh, Firefox is open. This guy, this asshole, Konstantinos Siropoulos. If you go and search his name, I see. I'm an expert on this. You ready? Konstantinos Siropoulos, Intercorp Security, LinkedIn. Konstantinos Siropoulos, YouTube. Konstantinos Siropoulos, Cybershark, WordPress.org, Medium, Quora, 4 different core results: Twitter, Instagram, Kiwi Farms, Company's House, GitHub. This motherfucker, I've noticed this with certain people who try to manipulate their SEO. What they do is they make a million, billion, trillion social media profiles, and then they hire Russians or whatever to do spam and link those all over the place in the context of their name to elevate their page rank or SEO, whatever the fuck, for their name. And that's how someone who has a bad history and links they really want to cover up hides those links to the second page, where less than 10% of search traffic ever goes. And once you get to the third page, it's like 1%. So I bet you Konstantino Soropoulos, Mr. White Hack Hacker, is not as squeaky clean as he would like to present, considering he runs a fucking sham company. I want to show you this shit. He has a degree from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He has a certificate, not in a degree. He has like a certificate of knowledge of cybersecurity or something. And I can't expand this, but he has all these different government licensors for information risk management. He's never worked for any of those companies. I have no idea if he's ever been to the US, but he has like 90 different certificates from government agencies that look really impressive, but which mean fucking nothing. He has a bachelor's degree. I think I have a bachelor's degree. I have an associate's, whatever. Same shit. It's like, what, 2 more years? Fuck it. Anyone can get a bachelor's degree. Even retards. I think Chris Chan has a fucking bachelor's degree in computer-aided design. Asshole. Fuck this guy. You smug cunt. Anyways. Okay. Let's talk about dissociative identity disorder. I have some notes. I'm so busy now. I'm such a busy boy. I have to have people assist me in writing my fucking streams, because I've been working on next, and I'll talk about next. But for right now, I want to read something to you. Okay. Nice to see that you came, Sonic. Dr. Eggman's voice was so badly congested, Sonic only heard his name clearly in all that mess. Who the fuck is emailing? Don't call me. Fucking out. You're interrupting my Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction, you cunt. Fuck off. Eggman looked absolutely dreadful. He had huge bags under what would have been his eyes had they not always been covered. But it was his nose that made Sonic shudder. His nose was running, and it wasn't snopping. His entire mustache was covered in dripping mucus, and soaked tissues had covered the floor around him. Eggman, what happened to you? Sonic stepped back as Eggman gave a massive, wet sneeze. Achoo! Sniffling wetly, Sonic saw 2 huge lines of snot fly from Eggman's nose, followed by 5 more smaller lines of snot. You have no idea how good that feels. Eggman's voice sounded clearer, just enough that Sonic could barely understand what he was saying. Eggman's huge pink nose was now entirely red, having been rubbed and irritated by countless tissues. Listen, Sonic, it escaped. Project Colin had escaped, and it threatens all of us. Achoo! Another massively wet sneeze exploded from the doctor. Ugh, at least I can breathe through one nostril now. Sniff. Listen carefully. Project Colin is a dangerous prototype. I infused Chaos's energy with a unique substance I found. I had no idea what the substance was, that it was the influenza virus. That's very topical. It threw off my detection robots because not only was the virus a black color, it had scientific properties that would ruin your brain if I explained them to you. Put simply, the properties were a common cold. Project Colin's only purpose I programmed into his circuitry is one thing: gather data. The programming was morphed by his influenza and common cold properties, Achoo, sniff, into gathering data from the cellular level. That is a Sonic the Hedgehog sneezing erotica fan fiction. And it's topical not just because of the coronavirus, but because the DID community, the the people who believe they have 8 systems in their head are torn apart because one of their main people is a sneeze fetishist, which I had no idea was a thing, but apparently it is. And as someone poking through the sneeze fetishist community discovered, one of the posters on this board is Ukrainian and from Odessa, which is where I was living when I was in Ukraine. So somewhere there is a realistic chance that Ukra Sneeze has heard me sneeze and has popped a boner to it. This is a non-zero probability of this happening. Oh, it was me. You're blaming me for this shit. Thanks a lot. Not Ukra Sneeze, okay? Bliat. Okay. Let me. I think this is where we want to go. I have that one down. I do not. Oh, okay. So if you want to know how does someone change personalities? How do you change your person?
Got you.
We'll take a look at this. We'll take a look at what someone suffering from DID changing personalities looks like.
Love you. Bye, Sadie. This is some more Hey. Hi.
Beautiful. As you can see by that very convincing performance of a person going offline and coming back online, they have completely overwritten the personality part of their brain, and now they're back online as someone completely different. It's like when you dual boot an operating system or something. They have changed. So, that's just a random video. I want to watch the actual people. When someone found about the sneezing fetish and they found out that they were on the Kiwi farms, they made videos about us, and we can skip through those because there's some funny parts to them. Let's see, where's my timestamps at? Start at 2:20. I think this is woman, but I don't know for sure.
That we
I haven't
support
asked.
you.
Oh.
I want you to know that we support you. We as a system support you. But I
The royal
believe sincerely that the vast majority of the DID community will also support you. We still are awed. We're still in awe of how smart and brave and just amazing you and your system are. But, honey, you don't have to explain yourself. It's okay.
Let's just see the
It's
person
okay.
who drew the kid sneezing.
It's okay to be different. It's okay to have unique interests or have unique parts of you that are really not anyone else's business unless you make it their business.
No, I want to point out that from what I understand, they've been accused of drawing children, and there is like a weird pedo element to this, but from the person I talked to who was doing the digging into this, they didn't see any evidence that they were drawing like kids sneezing. Though it does get weird, and I'll explain why. But for now, let's just continue. 3:35. This beautiful woman has a trigger warning for us all.
I'm just gonna put a big trigger warning. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna say, but I'm pissed. I'm very angry, and there's a good chance that I'm gonna get real angry, and if seeing somebody be angry and sort of gesticulating in an angry way or swearing a lot is triggering 100% understand if you're like, nope, I'm out.
Oh.
I'm done. I can't do it. Please take care of yourselves.
I have a correction.
But what I have to say...
I have a correction. Hold up. This is the sneezer. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. This is the sneezer. I thought I thought it was someone else, but no, this is the sneezer in chief. The person who gets the big gets the big erection. I don't know if it's an erection. I can't tell. I've been told that there would be an erection, that this woman would have an erection just sneezing. 455.
Obviously, I'm not alone. Some of the others are here with me.
Oh no! Correction. It was the one who did the thing where they rebooted and came back online. That's the sneezer, and that one is a man who would not get an erection to the sneezing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So, I went to Kiwi Farms, and I read some of the things that are written on there about Dissociative and Team Pinata and Multiplicity in Me and just and others. Like, it's garbage. I'd tell you not to go read it, but if I do that, you might go read it. It's not worth it. It's garbage.
I really don't want you to read it.
It really is. It's like the stinking filth pile of humanity coalesced together on this backwaters bullshit fucking forum that was invented, not even kidding, invented in order to troll someone with autism. Yeah, that's where this
Not
comes
just
from.
anyone with autism.
Think
Learn some
about
respect.
that for a second. How fucked in the head do you have to be to make a goddamn forum to troll somebody who's got autism?
This is someone with multiple personalities saying that we're fucked in the head. I want to point out that our backwater forum, their DID and me channel has fewer than 900 subscribers. One of my alters is a Nazi, like specifically a grammar Nazi. So I have to clarify, or he gets mad at me. He starts punching me. He starts abusing me inside my own head. So there are more people watching the stream right now on just YouTube than this person has together. How do you call me? How do you call me irrelevant? Such a disgrace.
This is the like stinking, festering cesspool filth pit of humanity, all in one nice, neat little forum package. And to all of you on there who posted some bullshit about Dissociative or Team Pinata or Multiplicity in Me or any of the others, you know what? I have something to tell you. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Someone pointed out that when I'm counting my viewers, I'm not taking into account that there might be multiple viewers per person watching, per corporeal form. So I want to clarify and say that there are 1,000 systems watching of one or more entities per system. So just to clarify, I mean they might have. I mean, each of these people might have like 8 or 9 people too. So I have to clarify specifically systems. 755.
You ain't got shit to say, motherfucker. You ain't got shit to say.
It sounded like Fred
Your
Durst
opinion is irrelevant. You think we're faking? You think they're faking? You think, oh, this is my favorite. This was my favorite.
Someone named Cum in the system has, or in the chat, has 6 million in their system. So suck on that, motherfucker.
Favorite part. When they started talking about how Chloe, before she was Nin, had inconsistencies in her story. Do you see this? Do you see this? Inside here, this thing made up and created by people way the fuck more intelligent than you will tell you that a symptom of dissociative identity disorder is having inconsistencies in memory and recollection. Like, you're sitting there trying to say that she's not valid because she's inconsistent in her memories, but you're really just validating that that's one of the symptoms of the disorder that she's been diagnosed with.
So their point there is that you're calling her crazy, but the things you're saying she's crazy for are a part of her craziness. So therefore, checkmate atheist, she was right all along. Well, it doesn't sound like a proper contradiction. Though, I guess the main question is they don't consider dissociative identity disorder to be like an actual disorder. They actually believe that there are multiple components to their brain and that they're each unique, completely distinct personalities. And it's not a mental illness. It's just that there's multiple people that just have to be sharing with one body. And I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, let me tell you a story. This is a pro Josh origin story. This is a true story. I think I've told once before, but I'm especially reminded of it right now. When I was in high school, I was not the biggest weirdo in high school. The biggest weirdo in high school was a guy named Jimmy, and he was very apropos to be called Jimmy because Jimmy was very smart, but he was a little bit weird because he believed that he was a space alien, and his parents were employees of Area 51. He sat like I don't know how to describe this. I think I've never seen the anime, but I think he sits like how L does in Death Note, where he hugs his knees in his chair. You know what I mean? He doesn't he doesn't have, like, my knees right now are a little bit above my waist because I've got them propped up. He hugs them to his chest all the time, no matter what chair it is. And he was just like this weird, skinny, dorky guy who had an interest in spaceships, and he would spend all day drawing on his notebook these spaceships, and he would say, "This is my ship. This is what my race looks like in their natural form. These are the weapons. This is another different ship. This is like a frigate. This is a battleship. This is what the station looks like." And they would be very intricate pencil drawings of all this different stuff. And he would say that there's a portal in his closet that goes to Area 51. And I was always super fascinated by this kid, and I never really got to decide if he was faking it or if he was like genuinely crazy. And I do think it was an intention thing. I think it was something that he claimed and that always brought him attention, because somebody told me that they saw him with his parents at Dairy Queen, and he was acting much more normal around his parents. It was just sort of like a thing he did at school. So I'm pretty sure it was an attention thing. But I always liked him, and I always thought he was very clever in his drawings. Like, he was definitely like a Star Trek guy. He would have systems and manuals for his science fiction devices that made sense in the world of his fantasies. Anyways, whole point is that it kind of reminds me of this, where I don't know if they actually do this shit or if they just do it for attention. Like, okay, I'm gonna do a switch. I'm gonna do a switch now, and then my partner pulls out a camera and records me, and you guys post it on YouTube, and we'll form a little community of weirdos who all mutually thrive off this kind of attention. And it's kind of like role play, you write out your personality sheet, you write like a description, the background, the history of your character, and you throw it online, you play Dungeons and Dragons or whatever the fuck, your text role play. It's like that. They design a character sheet, and they kind of play off it. Anyways, let's get back to this totally real situation that's going on here. 8:30. No, I'm already past 8:30. 9:30.
And any of you have actually stepped in the fucking ring and done this and grappled with the difficulty that exists in being vulnerable to a whole bunch of strangers who might fucking hate it. And if you've done that, post that shit in the comments. I want you to fuck
Me. That's me right there. That's me. I've done it. I've stepped up in the arena. The only person who stepped up in the arena harder than me is Andy Worski. That's why he gets songs sung about him.
fucking link your YouTube channel where you, person bullshit irrelevant fucko who posted some shit on Kiwi Farm, decided that you had something to say. And if you do that, maybe your opinion might be slightly relevant. And even then, it won't be relevant because you don't have fucking DID. You don't know what the fuck it's like.
Someone pointed out that Low Tax has also stepped into the ring. That's correct. Low Tax has stepped into the ring to disastrous effect. Well, there's still a couple more seconds of this.
You're irrelevant. I'd never even heard of Kiwi Farms.
Ouch.
I had to do research to even figure out where the fuck this bullshit forum was. Like, what? Kiwi Farms? Leave them alone. Leave Dissociative alone. Leave Team
Dissociative
Pinata alone.
She's only human. She's only a system. Between all 7 of them, they can't put up a defense to this kind of cyberbullying. Not one of them. 12 into the end, they say.
That they need to be careful how they approach this. But guess what, fucko? I'm not Dissociative. I'm not Team Pinata. I don't even have 1,000 followers. I don't even have 1,000. So I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. Bring it the fuck on. Try. Just try it. I mean it. Try it. You won't. You won't, because I fucking called you.
Look at those sausages. Hold up. Throw those back up there.
Try it. You won't.
Look at that. Look at that. Chat, look at that. That's a proper sausage. You can throw that up on a frying pan. Sear that.
You won't, because I fucking called you on it. And you're a coward. That's like the inherent nature of a troll, is they're fucking cowards. You're fucking cowards. Every one of you. Cowards who make fun of people who are courageous. Because they're so insecure that they themselves aren't fucking courageous. Congratulations.
How does he pick his nose?
You have hit the next level of irrelevant.
He does. They don't have proper Shrek hands. That's like a proper Shrek hand going on. So that's DID and me. That's a crash course. DID is like such a pervasive group thing. It is like a big community. There are tons of people who have tons of different fantasies, and it might be worth a full stream. No promises. I don't want to promise anything, but especially now that I'm needlessly complicating my life by bringing on another project. I don't know if I'll have time ever again for the rest of my life to do a proper stream, but there is a lot out there. It is like a proper cyst that could be popped and has tons and tons of. It's not just like one person. It's like a community of fucking crazy people. They did another video that we'll skip through a bit. And also, can someone answer me this? Why is it that all these women are so ogreish and violent and don't possess any of the characteristics that you associate with womanhood, like a nurturing instinct or femininity or being gentle and nurturing, that kind of shit? Why is it always like Shrek? Like Fiona, not even like Fiona, like just Shrek, but like in a wig. Because Fiona was kind of like effeminate and pretty, or like a big fat girl that was green. They're always just like a proper Shrek. and they're always violent. Like it's ma'am. That it's ma'am got whatever is the best example of this because like I'll show you, sir. That whole screaming at people for not doing what you say. It's like that's the exact opposite of what I associate with womanhood. Well, and that's just me. What do I know about women?
Exciting news. Although you're gonna be like, Amy, why the hell are you excited about this? You're weird. But this is what's exciting. Are you ready for it? If you're on TikTok or Instagram, you might already know, but if you're not, we're on Kiwi Farms now.
Maybe I should have played this one first, because it's like the mood attitude of this. Look at that fucking face. This smug, look at that chin. The smug transitioning into like the weird anger. It gets better because there's a little addendum I have to add after this video plays.
I know you're like, why are you excited about this, Amy? That is not a good thing. Except for, it kind of is, depending on how you look at it. So, is Kiwi Farms a dumpster fire floating down the river or the backside of the internet? Oh, absolutely. 100%. It's trash. It's trash. Complete trash. Are the things that they're doing having serious consequences that are really fucked up and really hurting the people that we look up to and appreciate and learn from and respect? Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not saying that they're not doing that. What I am saying, though, is if you put yourself out there and you share your experience and you share your thoughts and you share your perspective,
You should be immune from criticism.
And you never get haters, you're probably doing something wrong. At least that's been my experience and what I understand. So I'm going to do a little bit of reframing. So I could look at this like, oh my god, I'm on Kiwi Farms. They called me a special snowflake. They're
so we called
fun
you.
of me. And they might come after me. And I could look at it that way. And be valid. Be valid. I don't think being on Kiwi Farms is a badge of honor for most people. But for me, I'm choosing to look at it as I finally have haters. Hey guys, I have haters. I have haters. Do the hater dance. I got haters. I got haters. Ooh, ooh, I got haters.
I really believe this. That dance that instills so much confidence in what you're saying.
I love it. Because
oh my god, that word, that specific voice inflection on that word, it sounds like smarky.
I love it. Because
it sounds like Elmo.
Love it.
Wait, do it again.
Love it. Because
okay, that's enough of that. What do you want from me?
I'm excited. I know, you guys probably are like, why, Amy, like, bro, don't be excited about this. They're gonna come after you. But all I gotta say is I asked them to. I wanted them to. And then they did. So who's really winning here? Am I responding to them or are they responding to me? Chicken and the egg. Who's gonna troll who? It was a secret. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
What the fuck?
I don't care if some person on the internet named Dissociative. Oh, well done. I see what you did there. It's a very clever name. He's trying to call me a self-important snowflake? Your opinion doesn't matter, but mine does. Yeah, bitch. When it comes to my mental health and my mental health symptoms and my experiences
oh my God.
Of my mental health, your opinion doesn't even...
Look, they had to add a little thing that says, in the mental health and symptoms of my other systems, because they forgot, they were so angry they forgot to keep up the act where there are multiple people. But I just realized...
even factor on the scale. It is
The way that they talk about my mental health and the mental health of my systems, I realize who that reminds me of. The way that they look, like the actual how they look and stuff, and the way they talk about mental health, it reminds me of Jim Sterling, who I haven't watched in a long time. This is an aside from the ogre. Jim Sterling, who did the Jimquisition, one of my favorite consumer. Unironically, I think he's a very good consumer advocate, and I just put up with all the other gross, stupid shit he does. But recently, like in the last couple of weeks, he started adding his amateur WWE shit with his Stardust, and like it used to be okay. He used to just do his show, and the show was good. And then he started doing the gay WWE stuff, right? And he did that at the beginning and the end. So when I heard the Stardust shit, I would alt tab back and then skip past it and go back, and I would listen to his because I liked hearing him rant. And then now he's so desperate to get people to watch his fucking wrestling, he just adds random like clips of him wrestling, the cringe wrestling shit he does throughout the entire fucking video. It's like all the people I listen to, like fucking Chantal and Jim Sterling, they are adapting to the fact that I listen to them, and they don't like that by making their shit less and less listenable, by adding the cringe wrestling shit and the chips and pickles to every fucking thing that she eats. And it's really starting to piss me off, chat. I really need things to enjoy, and they are depriving me of that. And whatever, that's just an aside, because I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that looks a lot like Jim Sterling. Just even like the cadence of their voice and the shit they talk about, it's like that's a lot like Jim Sterling. You should open up, one of you guys in there should open up a video game industry Inquisition channel, because I need someone to fill the big gaping hole that Jim Sterling left by becoming Stardust.
nowhere. I got the meter. It's reading 0.0. Doesn't even register. Because what you have to say about my mental health and my mental health symptoms doesn't matter. It's not important. You're not important. The only opinions that do matter are mine.
It sounds like they're trying to convince themselves of that when they say that.
And the opinions of the mental health professionals that I see and work with, who help me figure out and live a life worth living despite having experienced incredible, indescribable childhood trauma. So you're right. I guess that makes me a snowflake, that I don't just pander for your fucking validation. I don't, because I don't get...
Okay, that's a recurring thing. I think that all these people, by the way, were like super mega raped, like all of them, because like there's no other way. How do you break a mind so badly that they have to like invent hidey holes in their own consciousness to deal with it? And if you're thinking, wow, you know, this person's crazy, but at least they have no influence on anybody, and they're just like a weird shut-in that does videos on the internet about their DID, you'll be happy to know that they're a mental health counselor. So there are probably children who talk to this person about their own traumas and finding healthy ways to cope with it. So I'm sure there's going to be no uptick in suicide as our mental health system continues to collapse in on itself like a fucking imploding star. Okay. Next timestamp. Where is it? 6. Just a 6. Oh, why did I even pause it? A little gap there. Wait.
That being said, stop doxing my friends. Leave them the
Now.
fuck alone. Oh, you get off? You get off on invalidating and marginalizing people who are victims of trauma? Oh. Really? Who's the sick one here? Someone
You.
who draws pictures because they have a sneezing fetish?
Yes,
Or
exactly.
the person who gets their jollies off trolling people who have mental health problems?
No, the other one. The sneezing shit.
That's a hard one to call. Not. So, with regards to Team Pinata, because I want to address this.
Okay, I've been informed that the rest is boring. I've not seen this next video, but I think it clarifies because remember the person who did the twitching was the one who did the art that was supposedly of like minors sneezing. So okay, so they did a correction video where they had to apologize for defending Team Pinata.
Hi everyone, it's Amy. Well, fuck. Isn't this quite the fucking shit show? I think it probably goes without saying at this point, especially now that I have seen the art and have actually put those images into my mind, which I don't highly advise people to do.
Whoops.
It goes without saying that the support that I initially expressed for Team Pinata was misplaced, and it came from a genuine place of hoping that the rumors weren't true, that the things being said about them were just bullshit, but they're not. I'm glad they stepped down from the conference. I think that was the right move. I'm glad that in their video they put out today, they did not try to justify what had happened or what they did. They just simply apologized.
Remember, this was the same person like a couple of seconds ago was saying how they totally didn't care and it was a good thing and we should stop doxing the friends, the ogre friends, and it's all in service of this. I haven't actually. I think the people didn't. Or I didn't put it in an obvious place. I couldn't find the ones of like kids. Now, if you remember Goof Troop and the characters from that, here's some primo sneezing art. Achoo. I don't know. It's such a powerful sneeze. It blew up his entire car. Oh my god. I would be so angry. Lady, your sneeze destroyed my car. Here's another interesting one. This is part 1 of 2 that I have. This woman, she's got an interesting nose because it's full of people. I'm not sure how these 3 women in maid costumes got into this woman's nose, but it's super hairy. And she's gonna. Oh no, she's gonna snoof. She's snoofing. Here's the other one. This is like the preamble. I don't have the one where they sneeze. What a cock tease. You can't give me the one where she's not sneezing. This is the other one. Like, wait, don't pull on her hair because she'll tickle her too much. So the maids are using the broom to tickle her inside her nose to make her snoof. Truly erotic material. I'm glad I can show this. The great thing about this fetish is I can actually just show it on YouTube, so it's not like no porn. Unless you consider the inside of a nose erotic. Okay, I guess this is it. This is what they would be considering like cub porn, because here we have the fox or the dog, I don't know what the fuck it is, and he's gonna snoof too. His nose is all running. He reaches for his tissue, but there is a child dog furry thing there, and he gets snoofed all over. He is covered in the snoof goo, and it's really quite disturbing. I guess it's porn to someone. Isn't that like one of the rules of the internet that the porn, that it's always porn to someone? So they had to step down from the crazy people group. They couldn't be a keynote speaker at the Crazy Person Society because of this snoof porn. Which, whatever. I think this is less crazy. I don't know. Is this more or less crazy? Press 1 if you think being a DID is crazier than snoof porn. Press 2 if you think snoof porn is crazier than being DID. I want to hear what the chat has to say about this. Seeing some. Oh, it's about even. The ones are coming in. I'm gonna. Oh, it is pretty close. I'm gonna say that the ones barely have it out though. That the DID is crazier than the snoof porn, but it seems to be very close. It's inconclusive. I'll say it's inconclusive. Now, here's a concern, right? See, this person, I think this is the same person. I believe so. Oh, yes, it is, because it has the pinata in the opening. So the person who had to step down from the DID, the Crazy Person Society, you may be wondering what kind of alter egos that people can have. And I think, if you remember the old Internet Insanity videos that Jim did, he talked about how some people thought their alter egos were like gods or celestial bodies and all kinds of crazy inanimate shit that doesn't make sense. Sharing half of a human mind. Like, come on, the fucking sun would not occupy like a quarter of your fucking brain if it was sharing space with you, or if it wasn't a human body. But in some instances, you might be interested in knowing that they can be children. So here's Team Pinata. She's switching into her little personality. Let me read this. I thought I could be clever and drink some water right there, but no. Another little is co-conscious with me in parts of this video. Through the video, you can hear how close he is by the tone change and gravelly quality in my voice. I'm fronting the whole time, but you can tell when he's influencing, most especially when I get more triggered. He does not want his name mentioned.
This guy is Geralt. He's a squishmallow. This guy is Geralt. He's a squishmallow, and he's also a giraffe, and he's a really good giraffe. He's really strong. I like to make believe that he's a witcher, even though giraffes can't be witchers. He's very gruff. Geralt is a joint stuffed friend from also the Dissociative system too, but they're in England and we're in America right now. And so Geralt's looking after me and one of Nan's stuffed animals is looking after them. And so right now Geralt has been a real big
I believe
help
this is
to
the
me.
snoofer, yes.
I don't really know what to say because there's no words for stuff that's this big. When it comes to DID, it's made so not every alter has all the memories. Amnesia is one of the biggest parts of DID. So a lot of the memories, a lot of the trauma memories is hidden. And that's to survive, that's important. That's important so that we can front on a regular basis and try to live a normal life without being constantly overwhelmed by the trauma memories. And like them trauma memories couldn't be processed in the brain, and so a lot of the time the trauma memories aren't accessible.
There's one part of this video. It's 13 minutes long. I'm not going to play all of it. I want her to get to a specific part.
Sometimes for years after the trauma. And I don't know why the brain decides that it's time to start processing it, or there's a trigger that comes along and all of a sudden the brain goes, hey, this happened. And the memories start coming back. I know that this is because
listen to this.
I know that this is because old Jeremy and Warren integrated, and Warren held a lot of memories.
When the fuck did they become Minnesotan? They sound like they're doing like a don't you know. Hey, I'm into sneezing, don't you know? Like, what the fuck did that? Is that one of the systems? A fucking, like, Wisconsinite old lady that breaks through every so often when she wants to interject, don't you know? Fuck it. I'm done with that. There's another one more, and then I'm gonna give my closing act. I have something special. Oh, let me not forget this. So that person, the snoofer, she is a little, so she has little alter egos, and you might be concerned. What about if they're a pedophile into child snooping? What about the littles in their system? And someone, not Sugar, on Reddit points out in the DID community, oh my gosh, I just thought about the littles in Nin's system. I'm absolutely terrified for them. So we might have the first instance of DID inter-system sexual assault. I guess if you want to view the brain as like a prison cell, it's like when you put a male to female into the women's prison and they have to be, a real woman has to be bunkmates with them and they just get raped. That's basically what's going to happen inside the system of this person. And no wonder they're so fucking traumatized. They're screaming for help, and the woman fronting is not letting the little scream. He just wants to say, please God, fucking put a bullet in me. I'm being perpetually raped. Oh my God, I wish I had thought of this before. I really...
Last month, the notorious paedophile Sidney Cook was blasted into space to spend the rest of his life aboard a one-man prison vessel, posing no further threat to children on Earth. But it was revealed that an 8-year-old boy was also placed on board by mistake and is now trapped alone in space with the monster. A spokesman said, "This is the one thing we didn't want to happen."
Oh, that's perfect. Okay. All right. Enough of wait. There is one more clip of the snoofer. Then we're done. Then we're done with the snoofing, I promise. Where it at? Aha. You know what the great thing is? You know what's awesome now that we have that new fucking server in? I can pull up links of multimedia directly from the Kiwi farms, and it fucking loads on stream, on demand. It's the craziest shit I've ever fucking seen. I'm so happy.
Changed. I prefer to see now than I prefer to look stupid. So, right now, I don't care. Feels fucking weird. Dissociative system. The integration of pre-integrated
You yellow belly varmints.
Chloe and Nina into Chloe, who she is now.
Don't y'all know I'm an integrated system?
Day. It's weird.
I share headspace with 3 children, and I molest them constantly. It's like I live in hell, but I don't care because it's my property. Government should back off. This is what we need. We need a fund CPS to have a DID branch that can rescue children from the systems of other people and put them into some kind of adoption system so that other systems can adopt the children and give them a good upbringing so that they can be contributing parts of society. We really do. This is something that we need the government to step in with and figure out a way to extract these poor children from these horrific captive environments. Anyways, I just want to show her southern accent because it's funny. It's about as good as mine. All right. There is one final thing that I want to do. Let me pull it up. And now this stands a good chance of getting me banned from YouTube forever. So I really want to send this one off send it off correctly, right? As you know, Donald J. Trump, our president, in the current year, for those of you listening in 2024, in 2020, during the coronavirus, our president, Donald J. Trump, has sent out a stimulus bill, a check of $1,200 to every tax-paying adult in the U.S. And many of those people, about 13% of them, are very thrilled by this. And their opinions of Donald J. Trump have improved significantly. So, let's see. Let me. In order to not get banned from YouTube, I'm gonna need a beat, because I'm not gonna be reading these tweets. I'm gonna be rapping these tweets. So keep in mind, this is a song, and I am just doing quotes. So is that good audio? All right. Gotta make sure my audio is in for my hot mixtape. Yeah, I'll just keep this and lower it a bit. All right. Perfect. So, Trump, my nigga. Yes, sir. My president is orange. Niggas after they receiving that rack from Trump. Picture of niggas receiving that rack from Trump. Thank you, Mr. Trump. I knew you was a real nigga. You got my vote. Trump thinks just because he can send me $1,200, he can buy my vote. Lamau, that nigga right where I go. Once that stimulus check hit, I'm on Trump's side now. Block me if you want, nigga. All I know is USA. Trump sent me more money today than my dad has in 23 years. Told my mama quit messaging with these broke niggas and get herself a Donald. Nigga, fuck Obama and Biden. They evil asses. Nigga, Obama didn't do shit for my city anyways, alone my country. Trump 2020. No blue hats. Trump gang bitch, and that's on MAGA, nigga. Trump get that nigga pass in my hood. Niggas called out Trump 4 days ago asking why he doing all that rapping and not paying up. Dude paid up 2 days ago. He a real nigga. Lamau, I got that check. What the fuck? My nigga Trump just got another vote. Big dog. Lamau. Trump is the only person in politics that ever offered to give niggas free shit and came through with the checks. Trump 2020. Trump came through. My nigga. 2 terms. Who trying to rob me? 1,200 got niggas telling Trump he's the first black president. Trump got a supermodel wife, but Obama had a whole man for a wife. See where I'm going with this? Big Donnie 2020, nigga. Just wanted to give a shout out to my nigga Trump. We ain't always seen eye to eye, but all is forgiven after how he just blessed. Trump is that nigga for this 1,200. Fuck you talking about? Just got that rap from Trump. I don't want to hear his name in y'all mouth anymore. We sliding on you fuck niggas. My nigga had 853 left. Trump saved your ass. Nigga Trump really sent me a free rack. Trump the only nigga that ever gave me free money. Man, that nigga Trump came through. Yo, Trump is low-key my nigga. Folks gonna stop fucking with me for this, but the reality is Trump ain't that fucking bad. That nigga just straightforward. We know what the fuck to expect from him. I can't say the same for Biden. I'd rather have an ugly truth than a beautiful lie. That's my 2 cents there. You know what, Trump boy, you alright with me. I don't know why these niggas be hating. I don't want to hear anyone talking down on my nigga Trump anymore. That check hit. I swear to God, I thought that nigga was capping. Trump was being dead ass about sending us money. I think I'm gonna have to vote Trump 2020. Why Trump dropped that bag on a nigga? Niggas after they hear Trump giving them $2,000 a month for the next 6 months. And that's a man putting on the MAGA hat, representing. Y'all nigga like Trump now? What Obama ever do for y'all niggas? Trump 2020. Yo, for real, my nigga, when did Obama give people $1,200? Fuck that shit. I'm Trump 2020, 2024, 2028. Hell, make him king. Make him king. Nigga Trump really pulled through. That's wild. Ayo, Trump, good looking, my nigga. I think I'll put it off there. All right, my friends. Thank you for joining me on this this wonderful little ride through whatever the fuck it is. I'm still working on my image board. Infinity next for no reason, just to make myself suffer more. Check out matattheinternet.com for a history of all my streams. 16chan is the demo site. I'm going to be renaming it to 9chan.org once I sort out the domain registrar is being kind of an asshole, but it's 16ch.nl right now. 9chan.org in the future, or 9chan.us, but 16ch.nl will redirect you to the new site when it's ready. matattheinternet.com for support and for the archive. And if you go to merch.1776hosting.com. Last call for the shirts and stuff. So I want to thank everyone because it reached its goal by a long shot. And thank you to Dick in particular for helping out with the payment processors and stuff. I really appreciate it. And I think that's it. I got anything else? Let me check. Make sure I got. Oh, I have this video.
Hey, ass motherfucker! What the fuck is wrong with you? Get your girl real fucking real. Fuck that nigga, you motherfucker! I'll kill you, nigga.
Oh no. What was going to be my outro video? I had it pulled up. Oh, I know. Okay, I got my outro video. Actually, let me go ahead and download it. Oh, and a quick note on Chantal, because someone asked, and I did intend to talk on it. Chantal has moved into BB, or away from BB's house, because they broke up, right? And she has her own place. She's moved in. She has no reason to be going back, but she says that she is sleeping over at BB's place still after she's moved out. So I think she's really, really cut up over the fact that he's broken up with her, and she's intentionally like going over there, finding excuses to go over there and inflict herself on him, even though she's supposed to be gone by now. So that's interesting. People are calling her out on that on her stream or on her comments, even her fans and stuff. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next Friday.
I love my girlfriend. I'm totally fine with dudes jacking off to pictures of her on the internet. If you are upset by me admitting this, listen the fuck up. I love my girl so fucking bad. I let her squeeze her tits for 50 cents. I don't get mad. I just have some mommy issues. She has problems with her dad. So I grab the box of tissue, say hello there, Mr. And oh man, I'm totally familiar with masturbation from dudes who are fascinated by cam whores living with a cancer patient. The shit's pretty basic. You just gotta fucking embrace it and be the man of the house. For example, listen to this shit I'm facing. No more kissing without first asking for permission. Ian, get yo bitch ass in that kitchen. Ian, listen, Ian. She's always on OnlyFans, so I bought a gold subscription so I can see how much of her pussy, tits, and ass I'm missing. Oh my gosh, I love my girl so fucking bad. But why she spread her legs and take this dick inside of her bed? What the fuck? You know what? I've seen enough of that crap. Time to file a DMCA. Hey, just call me mundane mad. Huh? Damn, bitch. Look at all of this damage. OnlyFans, bitch. Catch my bitch on Only fucking fans. Drop your pants, bitch. Scoop your dick inside your fucking hands quick. iDubbbz gives not a shit. You nut over his stupid bitch. OnlyFans, hit the switch. Grab your wallet. Click, click, click. Get the camera. Click, click, click. Out come the dick pics. I respect the trips. Love my bitch. Much respect. All she's doing is showing her tits, so dudes out there can lick your smartphone, lick your laptop, lick your fingers. Yeah, it figures that she licks this nigger's black cock. Ian, ain't you meant to be some kind of cop? Cause from what I'm seeing, you ain't protecting fucking jack squat. So for the next content cop, my girl kiss inside of a cup, and I'll drink it up like a good little cop. Yummy, delicious, mommy. I love my bitch, but she's gotta earn her own fucking money. Yeah, I'll give you a kiss. Mwah. Now, take everything from me, being a pathetic. It's not easy, but as long as she's charging me for that puss, my girl will never leave me. Think I'm lying, don't believe me? Not sure she enjoys being with a fucking half-blind, bald-headed faggot and a beanie. Yes, I could probably learn a thing or two from leafy fag, like when it's time to fuck off permanently, cause all I do is repeat. If you got a weak chin, get the fuck out of that ring. I'll leave the bitch everything, go to the store and buy a ring. God damn, bitch, look at all of this damage. Yeah. OnlyFans, bitch, catch my bitch on Only fucking fans. Drop your pants, bitch, scoop your dick inside your fucking hands quick. iDubbbz gives not a shit, you nut over his stupid bitch. OnlyFans, hit the switch, grab your wallet, click, 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 get the camera, click, click, click. Out come the dick pics. I respect the trips, pay the price. Respect, all she does is show her tits, so dudes out there can jizz. And I don't mind, because Quite frankly, I'm a fucking degenerate piece of shit. I don't care. Fuck it.
Ian, iDubbbz, you are beta. What? You beyond sound.
Nigga.